Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Go Home Ryan, and today we are watching TMNT Chrome Alone 2 official teaser. It's a 2025 short. My thought is that this is probably going to be a teaser for their new movie, and if it isn't a teaser for the movie, it'll be one of those in-between quels, which I always really appreciate seeing. If you didn't know, within the past few years, we've gotten Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which was a phenomenal movie, probably in my top 10 movies of all time, just rating wise, but definitely within my top 5 animated movies of all time. Say what you will, you can call it recency bias, but it really just is a fantastic film. There are some fantastic sequences in that, just masterfully done. In the same vein of this, like, comic book stop motion activity that we see in Into the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse, and so I had a lot of fun with this movie, and I'm really excited for this teaser that we're getting here. My hopes again are that it teases the second movie, and maybe kind of attaches some of itself to the Paramount TV series that was on Paramount Plus, that was streaming earlier this year, last year. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right into the teaser.
It's the holidays.
Hey, does anyone know what they're getting Splinter?
I made him this mug.
Oh
No.
my God! All right, so I'm just gonna say real quick, like, the humor in this. I know we're just getting started. The humor in this movie, or in the past movie, was very, like, I don't know, it felt very all ages, while it was really childish because they are teenagers. Like, and I appreciate that. I think what I really like about this is that they are teenagers, and it feels like they're teenagers as compared to, like, older iterations of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, you have the Nickelodeon, like 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I believe, the animated one, or that might have been the later one, where they do feel like teenagers still. But this one, they definitely feel like teens. They definitely feel like, contemporary teens. I really, really like that. The humor is just something that I feel like everybody can relate to. Each one of the characters, are differentiated from one another. They don't really blend into one another, which I feel like can be a problem with some of the TMNT series, in which, there's a blank slate for each of these characters, but they all, kind of start off in the same place. I really love this iteration of the TMNT. But we can see here with this humor, with this Splinter mug, that, like, the humor is just, I don't know, they're just, they're funny. And I love that they're funny, and I love that they're not serious all the time, that they're not gritty, and that they're willing to be funny. And that's good. I appreciate that.
Hey, maybe don't give him that.
Hey,
Here, I'll just ask ChatGPT.
Oh,
what
no.
does a rat dad want?
Not ChatGPT.
Laser hair removal.
Yeah, good one, ChatGPT.
All right, don't blame AI. It's only as good as its prompts.
Wait.
Okay, and I also, we can hear, if you remember from the first movie, Donatello, his voice has kind of gotten deeper. Yeah, they're growing, which I think is also really cool. If you think about the first movie, again, they're in their preteen, their teenager years. The voices are cracking, right? They're very much cracking. Donatello's voice is deep now. It's a lot deeper. He's on the back half of puberty. I really appreciate that. I also just want to highlight too, just real quick, their styles of dress. Their different styles of dress that we have here. You have Leonardo. They kind of did him dirty in the first movie. But they're doing him dirty here too. He's dressed like, very preppy. That's his vibe. Very preppy, kind of almost like middle-aged, worker, white collar individual, just like real prepster. And then you got Donatello. I really identify with Donatello. I just want to say, I think he's great. Just very, very, like, scientifically minded. I identify with that a lot. I identify with the fact that he's just real nerdy, and just very hip hop oriented in this iteration. You see, he looks like, kind of like hip hop New York. You know what I mean? He's got the jacket with the hoodie underneath. He's got the headphones on all the time, and just it's real, like, it just feels like he kind of fits into that culture really well. I don't necessarily know where to put Raphael, I don't necessarily know where to put his dress. He kind of exists in between. He's kind of a meathead, but maybe he's dressed like a meathead, like he just came out the boxing gym. You might, yeah, maybe that's how you see it. And then, yeah, Michelangelo, we all know, the funny guy dressed in the funny outfit. I appreciate how you can see each of their styles and how, again, this is after the first movie, so they're like incorporated in New York now. They're, integrated in. People are used to seeing them out and about and aren't really weirded out by them anymore. But like, I appreciate that they're able to like express themselves and not just be naked in a sewer all the time, eating pizza with their rat dad. Yeah. Anyway.
Guys, what is that?
Chrome Dome is attacking the city on Tubular.
I love destruction.
Watch out, baddies. Here comes the radical
Oh, this is
reptile.
hilarious.
Is that supposed to be us?
And Mark.
Hey, yo.
That look like a raisin to you guys.
Why do I have so many fingers?
Speak for yourself. I look awesome.
That's so funny.
What? They stole my move.
We're all about bashing baddies and eating cheeseburgers.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Imitations Toy Company, Newark, New Jersey.
This can't be a coincidence, right?
That's
If
so
someone
funny. And I feel like early TMNT really felt like a toy pusher, and so did like early 2000s TMNT felt like a toy pusher. So it's funny getting this like what would be their universe's version of these toys, right? Of the toys that we would see on a regular basis, all these action figures and stuff like that. That's so funny, and it makes sense, I think, right? Well, and it's also funny over here. You got the snowmen and their little like their little masks too. I think it's so funny that like I wish, and there are a couple of series that do this, but I wish more series would touch on the fact that like there would be some sort of exploitation of superheroes, that they would try to sell some toys, that they would try to like really like infringe upon like who they are and their privacy and etc., and do more of that. Like I said, I know we get some of that in adult series, but we get way less of that in and like what you would consider like children's series or like animation or whatever. So it's really funny to see this, and yeah, it just feel like it speaks to real life, right? Where we kind of get that exploitation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's just so many toys, so many video games, like all of that stuff, and it's all and like none of it's like really cohesive, right? It's all kind of silly in some way. Yeah, it's just funny that they're actually touching on that.
Authentic Imitations Toy Company, Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah. This can't be a coincidence, right?
If someone is making money off this, it should be us.
Right, that's
I
true.
can't believe I'm about to say this.
IP law, they should have copyrighted their names. They should have trademarked their look. IP law, they should be making money off it. They need a lawyer. I know they're not going to go the lawyerly route, but they need a lawyer. The teens need a lawyer. Somebody go into the sewers, reach out to the TMNT, become their lawyer, do their thing, handle their legal affairs, make sure this doesn't happen to them ever again. They need that other company. I mean, they've already done it now, but they need a cease and desist.
But we're going to Jersey.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, with the SpongeBob movie. Okay, so it is a short. Okay, cool. Hey, shout out to them. I'm glad that they're like expanding and they're doing more with that universe. I'm glad we're getting more of that universe, because I love it so much. I really do. The movie, the TV show, just all of it. Hopefully a second movie sometime soon. This universe is great, and I'm glad that they're choosing to expand it and that we're sticking with it for a little bit, at least in a movie aspect. I know that there's been some video games that have been released recently that like don't necessarily fit within this universe, but no, I'm glad we're sticking with it. I don't know how I feel about it being paired with the SpongeBob movie, because I don't want to have to see the SpongeBob movie in order to see this TMNT short, but I have kids. I'll probably end up there. They're iffy on SpongeBob right now. They haven't. Man, I grew up with the older SpongeBob, and when they turn on SpongeBob, I'm like, you gotta watch the original '90s episodes, right? The good episodes. Get what Steven Hillenburg wanted. All this like new stuff that they're doing. You know, like the Camp Coral stuff, the Patrick Show, like just all of that stuff just isn't what Steven Hillenburg imagined. So I just have a hard time with SpongeBob right now. But I'm really excited for this short. And yeah, just hate that it's paired with the SpongeBob movie in order to go get it. But I would like to see it. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting seeing them leave New York and go to New Jersey. I wonder what the sewers in New Jersey are like. I don't know. Well, we'll see.
It's the holiday.
But you know, that begs the question. You know, just real quick, is like, how do you feel about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Where do you think Mutant Mayhem like ranks in your lineup of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle like media? I'll say, I think it ranks it definitely ranks at the top of TMNT media for me. However, I really, really, really enjoyed, and it's got a special place in my heart, the original, or at least the first two original like TMNT movies, the live action movies, the ones where they were in the actual like full body suits and everything. Like those have a special place in my heart, just because I grew up with those movies. I watched them like many times over on both like the mini DVDs when they were still releasing those, and on VHS. So you know, I've got a real special place in my heart for that. But like, I just really vibe with this new version, and I really vibe how like authentic it is to like younger people, and the fact that they're actually teens, and we're watching them grow up, and that's nice, you know. And there's a lot of like gags that happen in that age, that time range. So yeah, just really excited to see that too. The next question that you know kind of opens itself up is, you know, which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle do you identify with? You know, are you more of a Leonardo, Donatello, a Michelangelo, a Raphael? You know, who do you see yourself as? Do you identify with any of them? Do you feel like they're all separate from you in some shape, form, or fashion? Like I said a little bit earlier, Donatello, I've just always, I don't know, I've always gravitated towards him, and always felt like very, very seen. I used to wear glasses growing up too, so even more seen by this particular version. But I don't know, how do you feel? Let me know in the comments. Let's have that conversation. And yeah, we can just talk about it. We could talk about TMNT and how we feel about this short when it finally comes out, or whether or not we're excited for this short, and whether or not we're excited for a second entry. Are you excited for a second entry? Do you want to see them move past this version of TMNT? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. But until next time, later Gators. It's been Go Home Ryan.